لما بصي تقربيه بس مش كده.
Welcome back, Major Robert Granville John Geyer Anderson Pasha. He was born in the 1881 and died on 1945. After qualifying as a doctor, he joined the Royal Army Medical Corps in 1904, from which he seconded to the Egyptian Army in 1907. He was promoted to the rank of Major in 1914, and in the same year he became an Assistant General for Recruiting Egyptian Army. And more about the story of the person we are living in his house, Geyer Anderson, with Hala El Ghantour, and she's a tourism expert. Hello and welcome to Nile Cruise.
Hello, thank you for inviting me for this interesting program.
Well, first of all, we need to know more about the place where we are, because definitely these two homes were here before even Geyer Anderson, centuries before him. So would you tell us a bit more about the two houses we're in one of them right now?
Yes, this is called Beit el-Kritliya, and it consists of two houses. The east one, which is the larger one, was built in 1632, and it was built by Hajj Muhammad ibn Hajj Salim ibn Gilman al-Qassar, and was lately possessed to a wealthy Cretan woman, Muslim. And then the other one to the west is was built in 5040 by Abdul Qadir al-Haddad, and was lately possessed to Amna bint Salim. These two houses were joined by a bridge at the third floor level. And they were collectively known as Beit el-Kritliya, or the house of the Cretan woman.
Now, what about Geyer Anderson himself? When did he come to live here?
Geyer Anderson came here in 1935. He was authorized by the Egyptian government to reside in Beit el-Kritliya under the Arab Monuments Committee with all the collections, and these were masterpieces collected from the Arab East, from the Near East.
Okay, I've known that this house is being divided into many rooms, the Chinese room, the Turkish room, and many other rooms. So tell us more about these rooms.
Of course, there are so many rooms represented in a Persian room, Byzantine room, a Chinese room, Indian room, Damascus room, Muhammad Ali room, Queen Anna's room, which is so called from the furniture inside it. Museum room, while the whole house is a big museum, yet there is a museum within the museum. This museum contains a replica of Queen Nefertiti's head, Cat Goddess busted, plates of Taset el-Khadda, which is another legend of famous Egyptian legend. Would you like to know about Taset el-Khadda?
Oh, elaborate more. Yeah.
Okay. Taset el-Khadda is made of brass or silver, and with magical words and verses and certain verses of Quran inside it. When someone was ill, he used to fill this plate with milk or water and leave it overnight in the balcony. In the morning, it was believed that a part of the sky would come and mix with this milk and water. And when the sick person will drink from this plate, he will be cured.
I understand.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, no, I just want to say that it's a typical Egyptian culture. Many people were used to heal their wounds and their illness using the Tast al-Khadda, or the shocking plate, if I may say it this way.
Of course, it is a legend, and maybe they sure they tried. Yani they came to their
yeah.
Speaking about legends, the house here is associated with many legends, and we have a special room dedicated to the legends of the house of Beit el-Kritliya.
Yes, there are so many legends. They are represented inside on a tinned copper plate. Each plate tells a different story. Among them, the house is built on the remnants of an ancient mountain called Jabal Yoshkur, or the Hill of Thanksgiving. It was believed that Noah's Ark came to rest after the flood described in both Bible and Quran. And that the last flood water was drained through the well inside the house.
Also, I
This-
understand
this
yeah,
well.
This well, yeah.
Yeah.
Now I understand also that there is a story about the genie with his beautiful daughters beneath the well of the house. Have you-
It was called this well was called the house of the bats, or the bat of the bats,
Beit
the
al-Watawit.
house of the bats, or Beit al-Watawit.
Yeah.
And it was believed that it possesses miraculous qualities, such as when a lover is gazing into the water, he would see the face of his lover instead of seeing his own or her reflection.
People in old ages, they don't use technology, but what's weird in this house, there is an elevator, which is very old one.
Yes.
So tell us the story of this elevator.
This is the elevator. It is a wooden box attached to the wall with a strong rope, so they can transfer food from the store's room to upside.
It is manual elevator?
Yes, it
It's
is.
manual.
You can see it. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. By
is.
ropes? They pull it by ropes?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Now, once you enter, if we talk about the tour itself, so the tours usually start from here, and then you go to a summer area, sitting area, winter sitting area, and so on. So would you tell us a bit about it, and what's the most popular thing, or what do you usually tell your travelers when you're in these areas, and to orientate us a bit with the area?
Of course, there are two places. It is divided to two places: the Haramlik and the Salamlik. The Haramlik was used for the men, for the women, and Salamlik for the men. And the Salamlik is usually with having mashrabiyya screens or turned wooden windows.
Yeah, the Haramlik, yeah.
Haramlik, yes. Turned wooden windows to enable the women to see what's going outside without being seen. While the men, it was open.
Yeah,
It was,
like here we have a balcony above us.
yes,
a terrace.
yes.
Yeah.
They always have a roof terrace, and also they have for the women they have a bridal room. They have a birthing room. Each house should include these rooms.
Okay, Gary Anderson used to live in this house alone.
Yes, he used to live here, to reside in Beit al-Kritliya and displaying his collections. I know that he was married and he has a child, and he has photos for himself and for his wife in the upper floor.
Now, when it comes to this house, it's very interesting because, as you've mentioned, we have the Chinese room, a Damascus room, a
Yes.
Turkish room. So, out of these many rooms, which is your favorite usually, and which is the one that you really enjoy looking at and displaying to the travelers?
I prefer the Damascus room because it is very rare and very wonderful. It is very wonderful. As it has a wooden gilded, wooden gilded ceiling, and the bed is very strange, which is attracts tourists. It's also
Very colorful.
yes.
All the
it's
walls are gilded with wooden paint.
all the walls and the ceiling.
Yes. It's very
And
beautiful.
he brought it from Damascus.
And mirrors inlaid in the wood, and it's very, very bright. Isn't
Yes,
it?
faience, and it's gilded.
Yeah.
How we should promote this unique and one-of-a-kind house?
I think we can create Facebook pages, websites dedicated to these houses, with regular posts and photographing